Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. I wanted to do this video because there are many different ways to get yourself a MiSTer FPGA. What's that saying? There's many different ways to skin a cat. Why the heck would you want to skin a cat? Anyway, I'm getting off point and I haven't even begun telling you what I'm going to do in this video. So the purpose of this video is to have a look at all the different options that are available, talk a little bit about the past of MiSTer, how the kind of project began. Now, I don't know too much about that without going into some deep research. Other people have done that. Aleem Tayyab comes to mind, where he's wrote a series of excellent posts going through the whole project. However, when I got the MiSTer, there were some sellers that were making bundles with the DE10 Nano, which is the heart and soul of the MiSTer project, the DE10 Nano Development and Education Board. So originally it's something that Terasic manufacture and sell, and you could buy it from Terasic themselves, or you could buy it from different sites that sell like lots of FPGAs like Digikey and MiSTer. So originally, if you were one of the early adopters of the MiSTer project, then you kind of found out about it. You know, people were buying this board and they were sticking little things on there. Then people started making IO boards, RAM modules, but initially it was a tinkerer's kind of project. You know, you went on forums, you found out exactly what worked. This is the cord that was made for it. Some stuff got ported over from the MiSTer, but where we are now in 2025, we've got dedicated consoles coming out. It's freaking amazing where we are with this, and we've got cheaper alternatives as well. So let's just go through all the options that we have now if we wanted to build ourselves a MiSTer or get ourselves a MiSTer. So initially, let's start at the granddaddy of it, right? So Terasic, the manufacturer, you can go directly to their website, and here I am on here, and you can see the price here. It's $225, and if you're an academic, and I think that must mean some kind of proof that you're studying, or maybe you're studying FPGAs or that technology in particular, you can get it for $190. That's obviously before taxes and a delivery charge. So that's one way of getting it. Let's just say you got it from Terasic. You could head over to a site like MiSTerFPGA.co.uk, where you could buy all the other parts for it: RAM modules, a case for it, IO boards, snack adapters, whatever you wanted. By the way, guys, this isn't a sponsored video, even though I'm going to show the sponsor of the weekly news show. You know what? I'm going to mark it as a sponsored video, but it really isn't. You could go to a seller like MiSTer Add Ons, where you could buy these parts separately, like a case, again, the IO boards and everything, or you could buy like a ready-made unit. So it's completely up to you how you want to go about it. As well as getting a DE10 Nano from Terasic themselves, you could go to somewhere like Digikey. So Digikey's, look, in stock they have 935. Prices are in pounds, £173.18 before VAT, and with VAT added in the UK, that's 20%, is £207.81. So you could, instead of getting to Terasic, you could get it via Digikeys, and the delivery would would be quick for me in the UK, because you know what, can ship immediately. I can have this with me very, very quickly. But there are cheaper options available out there. The cheaper options do come with a little bit of a wait, so it depends on how badly you want it and how badly you want to, you know, do MiSTer FPGA gaming. Now, when I got my MiSTer 2+ years ago, I actually bought it from MiSTer. And I was so unfortunate that when I bought it on MiSTer, they just went out of stock, and I had to wait like over 9 months before I got my DE10 Nano. But I did buy all my accessories from MiSTer FPGA or MiSTerFPGA.co.uk, and I can vouch for this guy, man. Good service. The stuff arrived in a day or two. It sat there in a box for ages and ages. I didn't even get it opened, right? And then when the DE10 Nano came, everything that I got delivered from them, the case, the whole shebang, it just worked. It just worked really, really well. So my experience with this seller, absolutely fantastic. I know my grand total for the DE10 Nano and all the parts that I got was around £350. So work that out for your local equivalent. Now, again, you could buy the parts from here. If you've got yourself a DE10 Nano, you could get it from MiSTer Add Ons website, or MiSTer Add Ons actually sells pre-configured, pre-made MiSTer FPGA bundles. It has an original DE10 Nano in there, as well as all the parts sets ready to go. It will come with a micro SD card as well. It will have open source software on there, so nothing on there that breaches any copyright, so no games or anything on there, but it will have like some cores and some software on there. So that's some options here, and you can see that's like $440, and that's for a full setup, plug and play. You know, if you're in the USA, back in stock soon, so they're currently out of stock, but when they are in stock, very quick delivery, very good customer service. I've got a MiSTer Add Ons dual SD RAM MiSTer setup, and I'm very happy with it. I really do like the aluminium case. But now to kind of have a look at the cheaper options, because this is what we had a while ago. Now cheaper options are coming onto the market. Let's start by having a look at this. So this is from Herbert, and we are now looking at the MiSTer Multisystem 2. Now I have not had a MiSTer Multisystem myself. That may change in the future, but for now I haven't. I do know people that have had the original MiSTer Multisystem, and everyone's been really happy with it. They like it. They like the work these guys do, and they have been happy with the product. In fact, funny thing here, I nearly bought this. I was thinking about picking up the original MiSTer Multisystem 1, but instead I went for where is it? I ended up going for one of these stacks because it was just smaller, and it suited the space where I was kind of having my stuff, right? Because remember, all this stuff right now I'm in my bedroom, and this is where I'm doing this stuff, so space is limited, gotta keep the wife happy. So now they are releasing the MiSTer Multisystem 2. I've got separate videos on the channel having a look at that. Feel free to check those out. They've also got their own videos talking through the features, but they've made the custom DE10 Nano board, or a custom board that they've designed, manufactured themselves, and they've placed it in here. So it's purpose made for this case. I was even on Discord earlier, and they said stuff like, you know, when you plug in or when you use a SCART cable, you don't need to change anything in the INI file. They've made some adjustments, so it will automatically adjust to that. So they're all about giving you that good user experience, and they've got a few different versions of it, right? So MiSTer Multisystem 2 FPGA, the analog console system, it's 210x VAT. So obviously, depending on where you're buying it from, you're going to get a different rate of tax on there. I did speak to them, and they said to me that if you're ordering this in the USA, it's a 10% tariff from the UK, and hopefully that applies and there's no issues or no changes, because this is going for pre-order on the 6th, and I think I'm releasing this video on the 6th as well. So the day you're watching this video, this should be available to buy if you want to pre-order this, and shipping for this is expected to go ahead in August. So 210x VAT for the UK if you're buying it, 252 with VAT. I think delivery within the UK was like 550 or 650. Delivery to the USA was £16.50. If you don't want analog output and you want to go for a digital only version, where it's 170x VAT and 204 with VAT. These guys have a proven track record. They've released items before, and it's very interesting seeing their take on the MiSTer. And it's amazing because, you know, with stuff like what we're going to look at next is stuff from Tachyon and QMTech, Retro Remake, QMTech, with cheaper FPGA boards coming out, it's caused people to put their gloves on, and there's a lot more competition out there. There's a lot more choices for us. There's no right or wrong choices, guys. It's completely up to you what you want, right? It's up to you what you want. So that's one choice we've got here. The next one, we've got the Retro Remake from Tachyon, and he's got a lot of good stuff. So there's a difference here. So over here, if we look at the Herbert stuff, this is 3D printed. Now, I know people prefer injection molded to 3D printed, so this is where Tachyon comes in. Tachyon is he's selling the SuperStationOne. These are completely sold out. I'm not sure if these are going to come back in at any point soon, hopefully sometime in the future, but for now they are all out. So even if we click on that pre-order, let's just kind of go through the pages. Okay, so sold out. The docs available, which goes under here, that's a pre-order deposit. It's $180, right? And the Founders Edition were $150. Now, Taki mentioned to me that the tariffs to the USA, for anyone, I know the USA's been a big subject. It's been a lot of talk with all the tariffs and stuff coming in. Taki said that the tariff to the USA's on FPGAs is 20%. So whatever you're paying here, you're going to pay 20% on top and delivery. So hopefully that'll be a breath of fresh air. Don't take everything as gospel. Hopefully there's no issues with the ordering. There's no suspensions. You can get this, and the tariff is at 20% by the time your order is released. Remember, if you order something today and it gets delivered in 3 months, and tariffs have changed by then, your delivery delivery company is going to charge you whatever tariff is current. They're not going to go, hey, Mr. User, you ordered this 6 months ago when there weren't no tariffs, we're going to value that. No, you're going to pay for it at the time that it's actually been sent out to you, and usually it's the delivery company that's collecting that. But having a look at all the colors, they are sold out. Now this is really good because this gives you a console-like feel. It's based on the PlayStation 1 with the dock that we had a look at. Where is it? Over here. So with the dock here, you can actually insert your physical media, but what it does is it makes a backup of the disc, and it pretty much runs it the same as a MiSTer. But if you want the feel of putting in a disc, you can do so. But yeah, it's really, really good. It's got that console-like experience. Taki and his team are working on a nice front end for it. Again, a really, really good option with a very, very competitive price, right? I mean, look at that, all in. Compared to like some of the others, the price is low, especially if you got in on the Founders Edition. So it looks like it's going to go up to $225 once this kind of run ends. That might just be the normal price. So that's super interesting. As well as that, Taki does the MiSTer Pi. Now I've got one of these MiSTer Pis. I've got videos on the channel where I've run it simultaneously with an original DE10 Nano, and all my testing, it's been on par. I don't remember there being any differences, but if there are, they were so negligible. It'll be the difference that you'll get between two original DE10 Nanos, right? So it's a very, very good product. It's a very, very good alternative or clone. So again, options here. Now these are currently sold out, but there are some MiSTer Pi bundles coming in. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head if it's a turbo pack or a mega pack or like the base bundle, but they're going to be around for May the 16th. So mark that in your calendar. 10 days from now, you're going to be able to buy a batch free MiSTer Pi. Now, do always know that, look, when you're buying these cheaper ones, put it in your head that you are going to be in for a wait, right? Don't think, oh, I've ordered it, I'm going to get it in a month's time, right? I always say my advice is hope for the best, be optimistic, but brace yourself for the worst. That way you're not going to get disappointed. I mean, I saw some people like literally almost having a meltdown on social media because a product from Retro Remake was delayed, and I mean, like, people kind of overreact. So just in your kind of head, put it there, you're paying a cheaper price, right? And with that, you may be waiting a long time. You know, Taki has delivered. He's got thousands of happy customers. I've got a MiSTer Pi, yes, and it's freaking awesome. It's on par with the MiSTer FPGA. So those are some of the options. So lastly, the last thing we're going to have a look at here is a QMTech MiSTer FPGA. So this is all in one. Everything is in there, and it's coming in at £172 for me. There's shipping on there, £9.37 for me. Okay, oh, price includes VAT. Okay, that's interesting now. Oh, good, because on AliExpress, whenever I had prices, it didn't actually include VAT. Yeah, I had to pay that on top. So that's including taxes, right? Including taxes. So that's pretty cool. So 172.37, because I thought that was a bit too expensive without VAT, but the VAT is included in there. Now this gets delivered over to me, but when I went onto their page for a video I did recently using VPN, setting myself as someone in the USA, it said they currently can't deliver this. I don't know if that's to do with the tariffs or whatever. Hopefully, like Taki said, for FPGAs it's only 20%, so people buying a QMTech in the USA can only pay 20% on top. So guys, we have options, and that's all I'm saying is we have plenty of options of how to get this stuff. Some are cheaper, some are not. I think with the QMTech, when they're in stock, they do get released and they do come out quickly. With the MiSTer Pi stuff, you know, your pre-order stuff, you may be waiting some time. However, the ones that are opening up on May the 16th, you may just get them quickly because I think they're going to be in stock. They're going to be available. So wherever you get there, you should be able to get rather quickly, or at least one hopes. Then you've got the MiSTer Multi-System too. So if you want like a console-like experience, that will ship in August, but pre-orders should be open around about the time you're watching this video. If not, then very, very soon around that time. What else we've got? We've got sellers like MiSTer Add Ons, which are USA based, and you know, you can buy a fully functional MiSTer set with an original DE10 Nano, not an alternative. Then you've got MiSTerFPGA.co.uk, where you can just buy accessories once you've purchased a board. Different places where you can buy boards from, like MiSTer, Digikeys, and you know, the original, the source, Terasic. Anyway guys, that's it for all the different places you can buy MiSTer from. Everything that I've shown in here, I'm going to leave links to that in the video below, so check those out if you do want to check out any of the sources and buy from any of those. Anyway, I hope this has been informative and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, a subscription and a like, it's super duper appreciated. Be freaking awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.